Good morning. In just a moment or so, we're going to begin our time of pre-service meditation. So I invite you to just get comfortable in your chair and just prepare to let the world out there just bump along without us for the next moments of what we call time. And realize with me that whether you are here in this sanctuary, this sacred space where Spirit seems to be waiting for us every Sunday morning, you can just feel it as we come into the room. And if you're online out there, just close your eyes if it works for you and visualize a space that to you is sacred and reminds you that the great I am that I am has got our lives, our community, our nation, this world, this Mother Earth, and is literally the glue that holds everything together and in balance. And in that mindset, I'm going to offer a couple of suggestions for your higher self to ponder. Not suggestions, just thoughts. Because around here we believe that thoughts are things. We, on this bright, crystal clear day, crispness in the air, the holidays are just about on top of us, particularly the period of Thanksgiving that we choose to carry forth throughout the remainder of this calendar year and into the next. So much of our lives are lived in the I. This morning, let us consider the we. Let us consider the beloved community. The we can be your family of the present in whatever form it takes. And allow it to include and expand into a family of choice. People of like mind. Not like ideas, because within each and every person within the sound of my voice There is a zone of genius. Some attitude, some ground of being uniquely yours, some skill set uniquely yours, that just makes you smile and bring the very best of yourself to it. Bring just one of those zones of genius that exist within you to mind right now. Allow yourself to feel the gratitude that possessing this unique combination of mind, body, and spirit brings to your life and the lives of those you touch. And if this is true for you, it must be true for everyone in this room. So I ask you to consider, what would our lives be like if my zone of genius, your zone of genius, and all of the other zones of genius that seems to attract each other within this community begin to share with each other the results of that. Think of the possibilities of all of those I and me folks expanding because we are learning from someone else who has a gift for us just as we have a gift for them. Allow the I and the me in your mind's eye to become a we. Stop and realize with me where your zone of genius aligns with the values that we have stated are ours in this beloved community. The values of love. How does your zone of genius exhibit and circulate love? How does your zone of genius exhibit and circulate spirituality? Being guided, protected, sustained, and inspired by something both within and without, and by whatever name you call it. How does your zone of genius exhibit and circulate the idea of inclusivity, empowering and acting as a potential example for someone other than yourself and those closest to you? And how does your zone of genius exhibit and model and circulate joy? Not just happiness. Beyond happiness, there is joy. Let us begin to return our consciousness back into this room. Take a couple of deep and gentle breaths with me. Perhaps rub your feet along the floor. Ground yourself a little. Open your eyes and look around this room and notice someone, not just the familiar, but someone you look upon and say, I think that is someone I might wish to know about their zone of genius. There's one. And there's another. And another. And let that be a potential for just a little bit of love and joy to take into the rest of this hour. Namaste.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. How are we doing out there? Here in the sanctuary as well as online. Woohoo! It's another glorious day. It is, it is. I'm Nina Rochette, part of the leadership team here at Center for Spiritual Living in Prescott. We say Prescott, but I'll say Prescott today. And I have a few announcements that I'll go ahead and get right into. So I'm going to start with, we have our November guest speakers. I thought I'd go ahead and announce them today. Today we have Bob Jocelyn. Next week we have John Hawes. Week after that, Sabrina Johnson. And the last Sunday of the month, we have a Teze. So come check all of that out. This week's happenings are, Monday we're starting a new somatics class from 6 to 7. Tuesday at 10 o'clock, we have a spiritual enrichment on Zoom. Contact Mel Hirsch or Sharon Tice for the login information. Or just grab probably someone out there. I bet it's out there listed somewhere. And then Tuesday afternoon, from 3:30 to 4, we have Spring Forest Trikong coming to do their thing, his thing, her thing. I think it's a his. Let me move on. Friday from 4 to 5. Tuesday from 4 to 5. I jumped to Friday. We have, for those that have already taken a somatics class, we're doing a somatics practice. So Richard thought that people would definitely, get some enrichment out of that. He's going to guide you on, you've been doing it, and he's going to check to make sure you're doing it the right way. At 5:30, still on Tuesday, very busy day, we have the Science of Mind magazine study on Zoom. Contact Chris Pierce for the log info on that. Wednesday, no, let me jump to Friday. What was that? I'm sorry? I'm jumping to Friday to announce that it's Veterans Day. We want to thank a vet for their service. True. Saturday, we have the Writers' Circle from 9 to 11. And then I want to wish, we have a lot of birthdays this week. So I want to say happy birthday to, there's several of them, Andrea Sexton, Ash Discristina, I knew I was going to have trouble with that one, and Richard Rader, and Pearl Goodman. Yay, that's all this week. And last but not least, I will let Grace close us out. Thank you.
Hi, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Just to let you know, we have started our Christmas food drive, and I don't know if I mentioned to you that it goes to the food pantry at St. Luke's Episcopal Church. It's really easy, I live 5 minutes away from it, and we ask for canned goods, some, if you can, some meat products too, because we do need to provide some protein, and no outdated or expired food. So we appreciate any donations you can make, even paper goods and things like that. Thank you so much.
Good morning. My name is Mel Hirsch. I am one of the practitioner corps here at the Center for Spiritual Living Prescott. Easy for me to say. And what we love to do as practitioners is we teach and we pray and we open our service with an invocation, which is, we don't have to call God forth. We know it, God is here. And so would you join me in recognizing that the Spirit that holds everything together was waiting for us in this room when we walked that is what is going to source us today as we look at not only the I, but the we of our community. It's going to be one of the themes for this morning. So knowing that everything is in its perfect order, and somewhere between the music, the meditation, and the message, there is something here that is an exhibition of love for everyone. And with that, I release it and say, and so it is. What we also have been doing now for the last month and a half is saying a prayer as a congregation to call forth and call in our minister. Now that our posting for that new minister is out in the world among religious science and unity, we are going to certainly not let that go, but we are going to say it the first Monday. This is not Monday. We're going to say it the first Sunday of every month, and that would be today. It's on 6 slides, so would you join me? There is one life. This life is good. This life is God. This life is my life now. In knowing that I am one with this life that is God, I therefore know that I am one with all of its blessed expressions, which includes the presence of a new minister for my beloved spiritual community. Because I know that the highest purpose of my new minister is to glorify God, I therefore know that my new minister is a revolution of God as God. I further know that my new minister is the fulfillment of that which has been promised by God. For it is written, love is the bridge between you and everything. As I stand in agreement with my beloved community, I see my new minister before me as revealing truth as love, wholeness, and joy. I now intend to experience my new minister in full cooperation and agreement with my community, knowing this truth about myself and all of us. So let us say this time as we. We are fully grounded in principle, inspiring, loving expression of our best selves. We are nurturing and empowering our spiritual growth in consciousness, oneness, and wisdom. We are recognizing the humanity of a situation and wisely calling forth the truth. We are expanding personal consciousness through studies of diverse spiritual teaching. And we are enriching our spiritual lives through music and arts. As I now accept the highest expression of a new minister into my life, I know that it will be revealed in a way that will glorify God and serve the highest and greatest good of all who are touched by their presence. I am grateful. God is gracious. Amen.
Good morning, everybody. My name's Jackson Roush. I play music here. And this song, I think about the music, and I get the messages come like right before we start, and sometimes I'll pick a song to do, or Clay will pick a song, or someone asks me to do a song, and I just go with the flow because I trust. I'm like, well, I'm sure that's a good idea. I don't know why, but I just get out of the way and assume it's a good idea. And this morning, I think I'm completely right, because I think moving from fear to trust is one of the biggies. And this song is about that movement from fear to trusting. And it's by a guy named Eddie Watkins Jr., who knows how to make you tap your toes. I don't know if you're familiar with him, but if I could prescribe Eddie Watkins songs like a doctor, I would. So take 2 Eddie Watkins songs and call me tomorrow. You'll feel much better. This one's called Get Out of the Way. Goes like this. Running around facing this and that. Give it up to God and then taking it back. You just release and let it go. You don't even have to think about it no more. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. Get out of the way and let God do his thing. Well, you look like the weight of the world's on your back. Take a deep breath and cut yourself some slack. All that drama ain't good for you. You couldn't change what is if you wanted to. Get out of the way. Come on. Get out of the way. Get out of the way and let God do his thing. Well, the sun's gonna shine and the river's gonna flow. The tide's gonna rise without your say-so. The universe is working and the good is flowing. You don't plant a seed, then dig it up to see if it's growing. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. Get out of the way and let God do his thing. We're gonna sing that. Sing it. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. Get out of the way and let God do his thing. Get out of the way and let God do his thing. That's a good song. Am I right or wrong?
That is a great song. I would call it great. Yeah, thank you, Jackson. Thank you, everyone, for bringing your light today. I'm Karen Rader, one of the practitioners here, and I'm honored to be the service leader. I wanted to welcome you to the Center for Spiritual Living Prescott. Those of you out there in internet land, and we have some in the Midwest that are showing up for us today. We have a great speaker. The Center for Spiritual Living honors all faith traditions, and we share and provide spiritual tools that make our world a better place and enhance our own lives. So it is a togetherness thing as we come and learn and grow and open to the awareness of the light within each of us. And everyone is welcome here, just as you are not, and just in your divine light that shows up today. And we know that light is shining bright, and we thank you for spending your Sunday to celebrate, to be together, to open and to love and to bless our world. So we are here for divine appointment. And I would like to acknowledge the practitioners, the licensed practitioners. I'm one of 9. Mel, thank you for the meditation pre-service, the invocation, and for whatever else you do today, which will be also holding high watch, which is a prayerful way of knowing that all of us are here and gaining what we need and giving it, so we're in divine flow. And so thank you, Mel, for all that you do. The practitioners, as Mel said, like to pray, like to teach. You can look out in the lobby, and there are places where you can see to sign up for different circles. We have wonderful classes and opportunities. You can request a prayer, and we'll be praying on your prayer request all week. So those are in the seat in front of you, or there's some out in the lobby. And I'll just go ahead. I'm excited. It's birthday Sunday, so if you have a birthday during the month of November, you can get one of the vouchers to get a free a birthday session with one of the practitioners of your choice, and Mel will have those. So it's an early commercial for that. So now I would like to ask our candle lighters to come forward. Thank you, Mel, for helping with this. The Center for Spiritual Living honors all faith traditions. And as we light a candle for the world's religions, it is to acknowledge both our multiplicity and our unity.
We light a candle for Christianity, based on the teaching of Jesus the Christ, who taught the path of love, forgiveness, and healing by the presence within.
For Islam, the practice of submitting to the will of God as revealed to his prophets, peace be upon them, who taught that there is one God, creator of the heaven and the earth.
For Judaism, a community of shared laws, traditions, and family ties, which began with a covenant between Abraham and God.
For Buddhism, the middle path that ends suffering and awakens mindfulness and compassion.
For Hinduism, the path of knowledge, action, and devotion.
For Native American traditions and those who walk the Good Red Road, including the people of the sun that are better known here as the Yavapai.
For Baha'i, the path of unity and peace.
For the goddess traditions, embracing the divine feminine as mother, maiden, and crone, the wise ones.
And for the science of mind, which is a philosophy of life that teaches there is a power for good in the universe and we can use it.
Thank you for lighting our candles. It is perfect. And now for our affirmation. We are here for God.
Our purpose is to express the nature of God as love, abundance, and joy in everything we do.
The good we seek for ourselves is what we desire for all people everywhere.
This one's called Nothing More. Sing along with me. To be humble, to be kind, it is the giving of the peace in your mind. To a stranger, to a friend, to give in such a way that has no end. We are love, we are one. We are how we treat each other when the day is done. We are peace, we are war. We are how we treat each other, nothing more. To be bold, to be brave, it is the thinking that I don't need to be saved. And the darkness can come quick, the danger and the anger and the holding on to it. We are love, each other when the day is done. We are peace, we are warm. We are how we treat each other, nothing more. We are love, we are one. We are how we treat each other when the day is done. We are peace, we are war. We are how we treat each other, nothing more. We are how we treat each other, nothing more. We are how we treat each other, nothing more.
We are peace. We are love. We are one. And it is how we treat each other. And this morning, in a short meditation, I invite you to close your eyes and think about how to treat someone today with an extra helping of love, acknowledgement, and gratitude. That is what our beloved community stands for. And those are not attributes that we treat as nouns. Those are attributes and qualities of being that we treat as a verb. So today, once again, remember to remember it's how we treat each other. And so it is.
What can I possibly say about our soloist today? Just grateful for her. This is Krista Agostino, everybody.
Thank you, everyone. Usually you see me here with my beloved, Tom, and he's got a bad knee today, so I'm standing in. This song that I'm going to do is just, to me, it's so beautiful. I'm excited to share it with you, and it is exactly what we've been talking about and meditating on this morning, that all-inclusiveness of just loving everyone. This is Don't Laugh at Me. Well, I'm the little boy with glasses, the one they call the geek, the little girl who doesn't smile. I got braces on my teeth, and I know how it feels to cry myself to sleep. Yeah, I'm that kid on every playground who's always chosen last, the teenage mother who's trying to overcome my past. You don't have to be my friend, but is that too much to ask? Don't laugh at me, don't. Yeah, I'm the cripple on the corner. You see me on the street, and I wouldn't be out here begging if I had enough to eat. And don't think I don't notice that our eyes never meet. Well, I lost my wife and little boy when someone crossed that yellow line. The day they laid them in the ground was the day I lost my mind. Right now I'm just down to holding this little sign. And don't laugh at me, don't call names, don't take your pleasure in my pain. In God's eyes, we're all the same. Someday we'll all have perfect wings. Don't laugh at me. Well, I'm fat, I'm thin, I'm short, I'm tall, I'm deaf, I'm blind. Hey, aren't we all? Don't laugh at me, don't call me names, don't take your pleasure from my pain. In God's eyes, we're all the same. Someday we'll all have perfect wings. Don't laugh at me, don't call me names, don't take your pleasure in my pain. In God's eyes, we're all the same. Someday we'll all have perfect wings. Someday we'll all have perfect wings. Someday we'll all have perfect wings. Don't laugh at me. Thank you. Thank you, Jackson.
Thank you, Krista. She didn't say don't cry in that song. Whoa. That was a beautiful, most heart-opening song. If we can all walk down the street, and if we can all even think of anyone, because we're doing work in our consciousness 24/7. So if we think we're only doing physical action, the mental things we do are amazing. And so I honor all of your paths, and thank you, Krista, for opening our hearts so beautifully for that. Oh, and now for the treat that we've all been waiting for. How many have wondered what happened to our corner here? And today we have Brother Bob Jocelyn as our speaker. There are so many things about him you don't know, so I'm going to tell you a few. I don't think we have time for all that I'd love to share. But anyway, Bob attended Hiles Anderson College, where he was ordained as a minister and missionary for the General and Southern Baptist Convention back in 1991. Yay, raw. And he brings all of his consciousness and experiences to this day. And we are so grateful. He served through the Midwest, parts of Canada, churches and schools. He worked with budgeting, finance, and structures, creating new ministries. You didn't know that, did you? And also agricultural waterways to fertilize crops. So another thing that I didn't know about him, he studied to help persons with disabilities and with learning in different ways, and people that were visually and hearing impaired. And he said coming to Center for Spiritual Living was what inspired him to begin doing signing for our service. And you hadn't done that before, right? So, wow. Also known as Boppin' Bob Jazzman. So I give you Brother Bob.
Before I start, today, let's honor Adolf. To me, Adolf was a hero. Okay, I'm seeing different expressions, different things. I guess the clues weren't good enough for the communication.
Here, let's do this.
Today, we're going to honor Adolf. But I don't think it's the Adolf you think I'm thinking about. Did you get the clues? Today is National Saxophone Day in honor of Adolf Sax, who was 100 years earlier than the one you were thinking of. And he was revolutionary. During all the wars in Europe, wood became scarce. So there was this battle between the woodwinds and the brass and the marching bands. He found a way to combine the two. And of the 14 instruments that he invented, the saxophone still lives on. I'll get into that part in a little bit. My first saxophone I got in 1980. My first saxophone I got in 1980. And in 1980, this song won the Academy Award for Best Song. And it is the title of my talk. So while I'm playing this, the words are going to be up on the screen. I want you to sing it to yourself and realize that some words in this song may speak to you in different ways. I picked the title Rainbow Connection. It's based on what we as a center thought one of our symbols should be. On our t-shirts, the middle across our heart is a rainbow. It's not something one person chose, it's something our whole congregation chose as a whole. Last time I talked about how I met my stepdad. This time I'm going to talk a little bit about my mom. My mom came from my grandmother's side, European, escaping through Poland between World War I and World War II. She met my grandfather, who was Hawaiian. So she was of mixed race. And even though her name was Nani, which meant beautiful, for many years she thought she wasn't, because the world told her she was different. And she believed it. She heard certain words and she believed it, and she passed it on. In the song that Krista sang about, it hit me very hard because I was that geeky little boy with the glasses who was also crippled as a kid. My sister was the girl with the braces. So yes, I was laughed at. I was teased. When I first got my saxophone, I went into marching band, and I marched with a limp. And people called me Spaz. And it hurt. And yet, those angel wings can come out. The world tells us today we are one thing or another. We are limited, but we're not. We have an election coming up where some people are red, some people are blue, some people are green, some people are mixed and become, quote, purple. Why can't we be all those colors? Be your own color. Be your true self. I wanted to know why being Hawaiian was so different and not talked about. So I went and I studied as a kid. What are some of the things that are different in Hawaii? The first thing that I noticed was when someone goes to Hawaii, they are greeted and given a lei. Love expressed innocently. That's what the lei means. It means, I see you, and you are a gift to me. I don't know anything about you, but I want to know about you. Why you are different. You came here because I need something to be complete. You are a different color from me, but we are all part of the rainbow. We are all equal. So I give my gift to you, knowing that you are a gift to me. And out of all the universities in the United States, most have a warrior or an animal or an insect. Hawaii is the rainbows. We include all, and all are equal. And that makes me proud. Of all the things I was told in the past that I shouldn't be proud of, I'm sorry, that makes me proud. In our science of mind, we talk about a world that works for everyone. Do we honestly stop and think what that means? Do we honestly stop and step back and say, why does this person, why does that person not see the way I see? I was that geeky kid who couldn't see as a kid. I ran into things. I was a klutz. I was the last one picked. And I was only picked because my older brother, who was tough, would say, "You pick him or else." But my sister gave me something else. She showed me the gift of music, where I could hide and escape from the world, and then later communicate to the world who I was. I would evaluate, why do they see me this way? Why do they see me as less than? About the time I met my partner, Jim, I changed my whole expression. I left from being Robert to being Bob. Bob was a name, and Jackson said it a couple months ago, the person who has no arms and no legs and pops on the water. And most people would laugh and say, "Oh, that's demeaning." To me, I'm on the water. I'm on your level. You are not better than me. You are not worse than me. I see you as an equal. So I wear that name Bob as a badge of honor, because that's who I am, and no one can take that away. When we talk about a world that works for everyone, maybe what they need is a little different. Maybe what they need is the same thing we need in a different way. We say we accept you for who you are and for who you're not. But is that just in here, or is that into the outside world? I challenge you, when you vote for your neighbor as well as yourself, the person who cannot speak, who cannot see, whose voice may not be heard as well as yours. Because we are all equal, we are all one. Do not label your neighbor as your enemy, because he is not. He is as equal as you are. He is the face of God, just as you are. Maybe a different reflection, but still the same. We have 4 principles out on our wall. The first one is love. And last time I talked about love, and that love knows no condition. It does not give of itself. The Bible says it is not puffed up. It is a choice. Sometimes it's a divine choice that we have no control over, but it is a choice. Mel says love is spoken here. I've expanded to say love should live here. Whether it's spoken, expressed, danced, felt, touched, smelled, tasted, all that is equal. All that is important. And that's what makes it complete. The next is joy. How many times are we joyful of something we don't understand? We should be. It's a chance to learn. Joy and spiritual growth go hand in hand. I love that when I was taught the Hawaiians want to learn from every person they meet. That's how they expanded. And that's how they live on. Spiritual growth means stepping out of your comfort zone. Stepping out, breaking from the soil. If you stay safe in the soil, you will die. If a plant does not have sun to reach out, it will die. Are we reaching out, our hearts, minds, souls, to try to see the other side? To try to understand the world outside? They are speaking. Sometimes their voices are even louder and we don't want to hear it, but they are speaking. Which means they're speaking to us. Something in us also needs to change. We want everybody else to change, but are we willing to change? And last is inclusivity. Inclusivity means I welcome you with open arms, without condition. You are welcome here. I'm actually excited that you are here because you're giving me something to complete me. And if we're not thinking that way, then those things on that wall should not be there. And I know it sounds tough, and I know it sounds strong, but that's science of mind. That's what we come here for. We come here for to learn, to grow. And growing is not easy. And trust me, I've struggled with it. But yet, it's something we need to do if we're true to ourselves. But Bob, you don't understand. You just don't understand. I've read this, I practice, and this is what Spirit is telling me. But Spirit is also telling you, look outside. Look outside. You cannot escape the world because we are one. How we treat each other when the day is done. We sing that. But at the end of the day, do you think and evaluate what you've done? Can you honestly say in your heart, you've strove for a world that works for everyone, or just yourself? Or just what you thought everyone needed? The rainbow, all those colors are equal. None is bigger than the other. None takes up more space. And it usually comes after a difficult time. And in most cultures, the rainbow was a sign to hang out your dirty laundry to dry. You washed your laundry in the rain. Now take it out to dry. Clean it and let it go. All those colors, and actually if you've been noticing on the saxophone, the colors have been changing, but they're all equal. Somebody might notice it one color, somebody later may notice it a different color. There may be technical difficulties, but it's still there. And in fact, my favorite color is green, because green is growth. And it's actually in the middle of the rainbow. It is said fall is the second spring. And actually, I got this quote from the art expression class. Art is the second spring, where every leaf has a chance to become a flower. And you think about that. We've gone from green to red and brown and gold. It's a cycle. None is more important. All is beautiful, and all is complete. So remember, you are complete. But so is the people around you. In Science of Mind, we say we are perfect, but we are growing. This or better. I always just say now, better. I think I might want this. But Spirit, you know better. And it's hard to do. because we are perceived to go for what we think we want. And it changes because we change. But we are all divine. We are all perfect. And we are all equal. Status, power, education, money, weight should not matter. God made us all unique, all beautiful, all whole, and all equal. And it's easy to forget. It's easy for us to want to classify ourselves so that we don't have to deal with the pain of growing. So as we go into prayer, I want us to think, what about our neighbor? What about what we see in the world? Do we shut it off? Do we close it because it hurts and it's negative? Or do we ask Spirit, ourselves, the people around us, what needs to change? Or what do we need to focus on? What can we do to accomplish our mission of making the world a better place and a world that works for, what's the word? Everyone. So knowing this, knowing that we are all one in the presence of divine spirit, divine power, always having everything we need at our grasp that we can claim at any time. But knowing that sometimes we don't feel perfect. We don't feel complete. We don't feel part of that rainbow connection. We feel red when they feel blue. We feel green when sometimes we feel purple. Sometimes we're just a mess and we look like a splattered, I don't know, Picasso. But we know that Spirit works in us and we can claim that at all times. We recognize our neighbors, the people around us that we don't always seem to agree with. We don't always see where they're coming from, that we can learn. We can unite. We can be as one with them. And it is our choice. We are thankful that sometimes we need to hear those words again. We need to be reminded of our view, our faith, our moral value, our whatever makes us divine, perfect, unique, and whole is our strength. And with that, release it into the world by saying, and so it is.
Thank you, Bob. You inspire me even more than I imagined, and I am so grateful. We are all so grateful for this talk. Absolutely beautiful. And it makes me think of my little friend who I never did get to meet, Matty Stepanek. And many of you may have read his books and known about him. He had muscular dystrophy. He's on the other side now. But he was in and out of the hospital. I was a children's nurse for a lot of years. And he always said, just wait, after the storm, the rainbow. And so we know the rainbow's always waking up in us. Thank you. So now is a time in our service where we have an opportunity to give back to our center. And I'd like to invite the ushers to move to the back of the center. They'll come forward to collect. We know some of you have given online or texted, or today might not be your day to give physically. However you give of who you are. And I'm going to invite you to take your hands and place them on your heart with your physical gift and with your consciousness gift. And join with me in saying this affirmation. Divine love in and through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, life. And together we say, and so it is. And now we are blessed to have Krista back with us.
I am certainly blessed to look out at this wonderful sea of faces and just feel the love in this room. And thank you, Bob. That was exquisite. Can't hear that enough. And so Bob requested this song, and this is one that I've done here several times, and I hope that you know a little bit of it now and can sing along with. And it's a little beauty. Kind friends all gathered round, there's something I would say. What brings us together here has blessed us all today. Well, love has made a circle, and it holds us all inside. Strangers are as family, and loneliness can't hide. So give yourself to love, if love is what you're after. Open up your heart to the tears and the laughter, and give yourself to love. Give yourself to love. I've walked these mountains in the rain. I've learned to love the wind. Been up before the sunrise to watch the day begin. Well, I always knew I'd find you, though I never did know how. Like sunshine on a cloudy day, you stand before me now. So give yourself to love, if love is what you're after. Open up your heart to the tears and the laughter, and give yourself to love. Give yourself to love. And love is made of fire and planted like a seed. Love can't bring you everything, but it gives you what you need. And love comes when you're ready. Love comes when you're afraid. It will be your greatest teacher, the best friend you ever made. So give yourself to love, if love is what you're after. Open up your heart to the tears and the laughter, and give yourself to love. Give yourself to love. You must give yourself to love. If love is what you're after, open up your heart to the tears and the laughter, and give yourself to love. Give yourself to love. Give yourself to love. Give yourself to love. Thank you.
Thank you, Krista. That is just one of my favorite songs, and you do it justice. It's beautiful. Thank you so much. So now is an opportunity to express our gratitude for all the gifts that have been given and shared, and to know, help me to know this, that what has been given here and continues to flow in the giving and the receiving is perfect, as it blesses the Center for Spiritual Living, blesses this space, all those who have ever come and will ever visit here, and blesses our entire planet. We know it good, and we know Spirit is alive and active in the workings of all, and so it is. Thank you, Patricia. Oh, and now is time to welcome our visitors. If any of you are here, oops, wait a minute. Yeah, that's right. Visitors, to acknowledge those who are here for the first time, or if you haven't been here for a while. Can I invite you to stand and say your name and where you're from if you're comfortable? And we have a little packet for you. Also, you can choose a used book out of the bookstore. And we just are grateful that you came to share with us today. So anyone willing to stand up and say who you are and where you're from? Oh, thank you, Lisa and John. So you could see the person in the bookstore to find out where the used books are if you would like to choose one, but we're glad you're with us today. Anyone else who wants to stand and share today? Well, we're glad everyone is here today. And now is the special time where we get to invite the children in and feel that excitement of knowing they're ready to teach us and share with us. Who would like to be first? Oh. She can go first. She can go first? Okay.
So today we drawed pictures and talked about being heroes stuff.
So we drew pictures of ourselves, like she said, and we put all the God qualities that make us, us. And also, I guess that we're doing a food drive. So bring canned foods, like pull a can out. Pull a can out. Some tuna, or sorry, hold on just 1 second. Oh, or tomato soup. You can also bring stuff like corn or beans. Corn? See, corn. It's a saxophone. And so, yeah, that's basically what we talked about today. And also being superheroes in our own right. That's why we did the God qualities around us that make us us. Yep.
Are we good? Well, thank you. So that's an invitation. We can all draw our own picture, do a self-portrait, and write all the God qualities that they could do that too, couldn't they? Okay, that's great. Well, now is a special time because it's birthday Sunday, and all of you born in the month of November can stand forward, and it's not me, and stand up so we can sing to you. Pearl and Richard. Yay! Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear beloveds. Happy birthday to you. Oh, thank you. Well done. And for all of you out there, we're wishing you happy birthday also. And, you know, kind of like every day is our birthday. So aloha, and let us stand now to do our benediction and sing our way out. 1, 2, 3. Hold hands if it feels comfortable, and if it doesn't, put your hands over your heart. And, thank you. So something wonderful is
happening through me right now. It's happening through my mind, my body, and my affairs.